Facing your fears is one of the most powerful things that you can do in your life. But how do you do it? And what does that even mean? For starters, consider if you've been living your life in a way that feels like you're playing small, you're not living up to your true potential. You know that there is a successful, happy life out there for you if you could only access it. And ask yourself, what's blocking me? Why can't I seem to achieve the success that I want in my life? I work as a career coach and I help people all the time overcome these self-limiting beliefs, feeling like they're not good enough, that they're not smart enough, and that they're not deserving of a good life. And oftentimes they're living in some level of fear that they couldn't face the unknown, that they couldn't meet a challenge like deciding to change their career, for example. This fear comes in many varieties. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of uncertainty, the fear of failure. And it's important to understand that this fear is not real. This fear is something that we've been hypnotized into believing is real ever since we were kids. I had a powerful experience yesterday with a healer that I work with that helped me overcome my own fears around safety and security, specifically as it was relating to money. Because life circumstances had been coming up that had me contracted and afraid, and I couldn't even work on my finances as a result. And she guided me through a process where within my own body and within my own psyche, I went to that place of intense fear, and it was around my heart. And I went into that place and discovered that there is a terrified inner child that was there. And I noticed that there was some fearful entity in this space that was terrifying him. It was dark and menacing, and there was fire and all sorts of things that were really scaring little Adam. Now, this is important to understand because little Adam's experience was my experience. His shaking with fear was my unease, my anxiety. This is how it works with our inner child. If we want to understand our emotional experience, we need to understand, how is this younger subconscious part of us experiencing life and feeling? And so in this exercise, I was guided to go up to my inner child as my present adult self, fully conscious and aware that this fear was not real. I've done enough work to know these fears are false illusions, false programs that we get conditioned into, things that are happening in our world that are used to control us and keep us small. So I had no fear of this demonic spirit, let's call it, entity, whatever you want to say. But little Adam was terrified. So I went up to him and I grabbed his hand and I asked him to trust me, and I told him that, hey, this is not real. You can face this. You're strong enough. And if you do, his fear will be gone forever. And as scared as little Adam was, he liked that idea because he was tired of being afraid. And he's learned to trust me in doing these exercises before. So little Adam mustered all the courage that he had. And he grabbed my hand and he stood up and he faced this fear head on. We both did. And as we did this, that fear, which in my visualization, my imagination was just like this dark entity that was just intensifying its scariness. Think of like a scene from a scary movie where a ghost is trying to scare the human. Only the human begins to realize that with time, a few seconds have passed and they haven't been killed. They're not harmed. It's a light show. It's smoke and mirrors, and in more time, this energy had just dissipated. It had burned itself out. And all of a sudden, the blackness and the darkness dissolves. And there we are standing in this room of my subconscious. And the fear had disappeared entirely. So, this is how it works. This is how we can transcend our fears so that we can move on to live happy and successful lives. Every time I talk to someone who wants to change their career, who's in a state of distress, and I offer them a chance to do this work with me, this fear comes up, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of change. Because they're considering a new path, a path they've never taken before that's going to take them to a completely new place. And it's uncertain and it's unknown, and so it's scary. And the instruction that I give them is the same every time. Don't expect that fear to just go away on its own. You're going to have to face this fear. If you want to change your life, if you want to thrive in your career, if you want to turn your life around, you have to have your own private moment with your inner child. Because I can't do that for you, just like my healer couldn't do it for me. And so that's what I want you to know today, that you have this capacity to face any fear that is keeping you small. And if you think about it, there's little pockets within your subconscious mind where you're afraid, where you've been tricked by the powers that be, the forces that control and manipulate our society and our culture that serve to keep us in fear, because that's how we can be controlled and that's how we can stay small. And for reasons not related to this video, that's how our world's been operating for a long time, but that's changing. People are stepping up and realizing their true power. Just like little Adam did yesterday. It was a beautiful moment when I got to tell little Adam that he's a warrior. I got to witness him in his sheer terror. And then stand and face that fear. And in that process, rediscover and reaffirm his true nature, which is that he's a warrior. just like you're a warrior. There's nothing special about me. We all have this courageous, strong, willful, powerful part of us. It just needs to be activated. And really, that's the only thing standing between you and the life of your dreams, is this process of facing your fears. Because on the other side of that is just limitless possibilities. When I work with somebody in one of my programs, people consistently achieve incredible results. It's a straightforward step-by-step process to determine your ideal career path, to get interviews, to start a business, to win a job offer, to start this business successfully. It's a step-by-step sort of a process. And when you don't have any fear in your way, and when you're your most empowered, authentic, confident, inspired self, taking strategic steps and actions, what could possibly stop you? The answer is nothing, because you conquered your fear. That's all you have to do. Now, is this easy? No. But it's very simple, and it can happen in an instant, as soon as you're ready and willing. And if you need support, get support. I couldn't have done that yesterday without my mentor. And at the same time, you can do this on your own. For years now, I've been engaged in a conscious process of facing my own fears. I was just living in Costa Rica for 3 years after leaving the US for a period. And that was a scary time, being in a foreign environment where they don't speak my language. It's a third world environment that I'm not used to. And time again, I had to choose to keep moving forward in the pursuit of my goals and dreams in spite of this fear. So you can do it right now. And if you're facing a bigger fear, like you do want to change your career or do something scary like starting a business, then get help. Because sometimes doing it on your own is just a little bit too much. And if you'd like help, feel free to reach out and schedule a call with me. I'd love to speak with you about this transformational process that I take people through. It is my biggest passion because I've experienced it myself, the magic of changing my mindset, reprogramming self-limiting beliefs, and facing my fears so that I can enjoy the life that I was always meant to enjoy. You have a purpose in life. You have a destiny. It's just waiting for you on the other side of your fear. So take the first steps today in choosing to face those fears and move in this direction that you know feels right to you. And if you'd like some help, just let me know. Visit adamhart.com to learn more and schedule a call if you're ready to talk about getting some support and doing this really big work. Otherwise, cultivate this warrior spirit. Build your courage. Face every little fear that comes along your path and have the courage to allow the discomfort and the pain and the anxiety or whatever fire you have to walk through to get to the other side. Do that. Trust me, it will change everything. So if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to get notified of more inspirational content like this, encouraging you to create the life of your dreams, the life that you truly deserve, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with this.